If you've heard people talk about high level like it's a magic software, this video is going to really clear that up. What I'm going to show you is what high level actually is, what it does, and who it's really for, without the hype or the tech overwhelm. Most businesses run on disconnected tools, CRM here, email software someplace else, texting, calendars, funnels, websites, Google reviews, Facebook reviews, all separate. And what that does is it creates drop leads, missed follow-ups, and just overall chaos inside the organization. High level exists to centralize the operations, not just for marketing, but all of your business basically in one software stack. There's so much you can do with it. Let's dive in. High level is an all in one business operating system. And at its core, it's a CRM with automation built for many different kinds of businesses. So if we take a look over here on the screen I'm sharing, number one, we have contacts here. This is like 101 for CRMs. And for those who don't know, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Okay. This allows us to store first name, last name, phone number, email, so on and so forth. So if we take a contact here, and if we click this little plus button, we can add a new contact. First name, last name, email. We can have multiple emails. We can have phone numbers, contact type. So is this a lead or is this a customer? And you can adjust that as well. Time zone settings, and we have their D&D, do not disturb. Okay, so these are the basic settings we have for adding a new contact. And it's as simple as dropping the person's information in there, and that person now becomes a contact or a lead in the system. There's many ways for leads or contacts to get added to the system. And one of the best ways here is through automations. And let me climb over to the automations tab real quick, which you see here. And this is where high level really shines. It's got a lot of robust features here, and I'm going to show you the basics. A workflow is basically an automation that runs so if something is started, it triggers a workflow and it goes from there. And in workflows, one of the most common things that we would do is add a contact who fills out a form. Okay, so if we added a form, let's say form here, right? Form submitted. And we come here, we select the form. I'm not going to show you how to build the form today, but we can select the form that we want. This is a website contact. That form is built already. We save the trigger, and then we can run actions after this. So what happens when someone completes this form? We want to send them a text message. We want to send them an email. We want to notify somebody on the team, or maybe we want to add them to our sales pipeline, which is what we call opportunities here inside of high level. Okay, here are some of the things that high level actually does. We've got lead management, we've got capturing leads, we've got tracking conversations, assigning ownership, follow-up automations, and these can be done via text messages, emails. This can be done via ringless voicemails, which is a great feature. All different ways to communicate with people once they come in. We can talk about scheduling, automated reminders. We talk about calendar systems that are built in. So if you're using a tool like Calendly, you no longer have to use something like that because it's built into the all-in-one solution that high level is. So let's dive in a bit here and show you what some of these features are. Okay, so we talked a little bit about lead management. If we climb back over here and we go to contacts, this is where the contacts come. Opportunities is where we're going to manage leads. So we can build all of these different opportunity pipelines here. Okay. And like, for instance, let's just take a look at this one here, right? This is a real simple pipeline, new lead contacting. You can have these as many stages or few as you want, and you can track how you're actually interacting with this person. This allows you to pull up notes here. So let's take a look at sales process. Do we have any here? Great. So if we take Lance Burns, contact name, email, all of this is here. What stage of the follow-up are they in? What are the tags we have on their system? This is all really valuable information that we have to leverage and utilize when somebody's in our sales process. It keeps the information right in front of us rather than just up here in our heads. Okay, so diving back into the automations, and this is just going to give you an overview of all the different folders we have in place. And there's lots of automations in this account right here. Okay. But these follow-up automations, for instance, let's take a look into follow-up text, follow-up emails. Okay. So if we create a workflow, and the cool thing is you can even use the AI that's built in here to create something like this. So, matter of fact, let's go ahead and play with that real quick and see what we can have it do. All right, so let's go. Please help me create a workflow that sends a follow-up email, SMS to the lead upon form submission. Also want it to notify a team member via SMS. All right, let's close this down. Now, if we look at this, simple workflow. Trigger is form submitted, which I showed you a little bit earlier. Then right here is send lead a follow-up email, send lead a follow-up SMS, and notify a team member via SMS. A couple of things that I'd like to add to this is we always like to tag our leads when they come in, which allows us to segment the data later. And I'll do another video on that at another time. And we also like to add a note into the system. So where did this person come from? How'd they come in? Those kind of things, which would really help this. All right. So, but this is the basics of an automation. If we click into this email, let's see if it even created some copy. All right, great. So it's telling us what the email's for. It already gave us a subject line. And here's a basic email. Dear Tom, thanks for submitting the form. We appreciate interest. And here's all the info. It's that simple. Since AI is built into the platform, you don't even have to go and write all of this copy. Now, you could complete this and go outside and use something like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, but the AI in here is going to really get you going quickly, because you don't have to go into a different platform to keep doing things over and over again, or one place, copy, paste, and then to another. So in here, this is a new opportunity pipeline we've got built, and this is to track our high-level affiliate sales. Yes, we're high-level affiliates, big shocker. In here, so a lead comes in and they wind up going through the different stages here, depending upon where they are. So this allows us to track and see specifically where these people are at any point in time. It gets assigned to a user. It's going to be me. And we get to see where these deals sit at any point in time. And we can also help follow up and check in on people. The cool thing is you can leave it as simple as this. And let me go give you to a board over here that's got a little more data onto it. Okay. Here's some stuff. Here's some leads that came in from a real live event. And what we could do here is, behind each of these stages, we can build automations that get fired when we drag and drop someone from stage 1 to stage 2. Okay. And this is a really cool thing to build out, because now this just takes a lot of the manual tasks off your team. So if you have a very specific structure or strategy in place, when you build your pipelines, your team can leverage and utilize these and move people through a process with automations on the back end. So you're not manually sending all these emails and SMSs depending upon a specific situation. Next, let's dive into in scheduling a little bit, right? I talked about calendars. And if we come over here and we hit the calendars button here, we can integrate our calendars into the high-level system, whether you have a Google Calendar, an iCalendar, even Outlook calendars, they will integrate here. You can integrate your Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams accounts as well. So when someone books a calendar slot with you, it automatically creates the meeting. It's one that I love. And if we hit the calendar settings button over here, this is where you actually go and create the calendars. And just to show you what this thing looks like, we'll just copy right here and give it a paste. So if you wanted to book time on my calendar, this is a link you could use. And you can see what my availability is for this upcoming week. So say, hey, Tuesday, January 20th, he's only got spots from 1 to 3. Well, what about Friday? Oh, Friday, I'm much more available. Let's say 10 o'clock, and select, you drop your information in here, click the checkbox, schedule meeting. And now you've booked a time slot on my calendar. In the back end of this, you're going to get a email from my Google account, and it's also going to include the meeting invite as well as the Zoom link in the meeting invite. So it also drops onto my calendar, which is a great thing. So if you've used something like Calendly in the past and you've paid for it, with a high-level account, you no longer have to do that because this tool is built in, which is great. You can also set calendars up so when someone books a call here, it automates or updates or adds them to an opportunity pipeline, which we covered in the last segment here. One really good feature I want to touch on here with calendars is you can build an automated workflow behind here that creates reminders when someone books. So if someone fills out their detail here, we can build a workflow on the back end of this. So when someone completes this calendar form here, it triggers the automated reminders to go out to them. So here's your first one, which say be a confirmation email or text. And then from there, it would be, hey, day before reminder, 1 hour before reminder, and then usually a 10-minute before reminder is probably the most common way to do it. And the reminders can be sent out in multiple different ways. It can be sent out as an SMS, it can be sent out as an email, it can be sent out as a ringless voicemail. There's lots of different ways you can do things with it. I probably wouldn't use a ringless voicemail in that instance. I'd stick to just the email and the SMS. But these are great ways to reduce no-shows when people are scheduling time on your calendar. We all know that our time is the most valuable resource that we have. We can never make more of it. So if we can get some automated reminders going out to people and have more people showing up for sales calls, discovery calls, whatever term you're going to use there, it's ultimately going to stop wasting your time and the time of the client too. Another great feature inside High Level that's built in, no extras needed, is reviews and reputation. So here is a live account from one of my clients who is a retail store. They get lots of Google reviews. We've integrated their Google My Business account to their High Level account. And upon someone purchasing from them, the system sends out automated emails and SMSs inviting them to leave a Google review. So what happens here is, since the High Level account is integrated with their Google My Business, all of the data shows up here in real time. All right, so let's talk a minute here. What High Level is not. It's not plug and play, okay? It's not going to fix bad offers. It's not going to fix bad marketing. It won't replace leadership or sales skills that you're going to need to effectively close deals in any business. Software itself, like High Level, doesn't create discipline. As a matter of fact, it exposes the lack of it. It also exposes the lack of systems and existing processes if you don't have them in place already. But what this can do for you is streamline those things. It allows you to effectively have a good overview, a 30,000-foot view or a 10,000-foot view of what is actually going on inside your company. And one of the best ways a tool like this was described to me many years ago, it allows you to get the genius out of your head and put it into a tool so not just you, but other people inside of your organization can take over and help you grow and scale the business. So let's talk briefly who High Level is best for. Service-based businesses, agencies, coaches, home service companies, basically anyone who needs consistent follow-up, visibility, and fewer software tools in their overall platform, in their software stack. Who it's not for is the people who hate systems, those who are looking for shortcuts, and people who are unwilling to learn the basics of High Level, such as how to add a contact, workflows, forms. There's a couple of base pieces that are non-negotiables. If you ask me, if you're going to come in and leverage and utilize a tool like High Level, you need to know some of the basics. You have to decide what is best for you and your unique situation. So my advice, and if I had to do it all over again, I would ensure that I was working with somebody who really understood what they were doing, or I was working with someone who was willing to guide me into the correct direction that I truly needed to go, so I wasn't wasting useless time. At the end of the day, High Level is a force multiplier. In the next video, I'm going to show you the first thing I'd set up if I were starting from scratch.